Second question is, okay, we understand a little bit. And of course, this is a long inquiry to understand who we are, what we are, and a beautiful inquiry we should all take. Now, but where are we? What is this world filled with other people, filled with other beings, filled with where did it come from? Is there an origin story? What is the story that we can tell
I'm
about where
happy
we
you are
are?
holding on to this question. You know, as a 3-year-old boy, you must have asked this question. What is this?
Yeah.
Where do the clouds go? Every child comes up with the spirit of inquiry.
Mm.
What is all this? And this is the mother of scientific innovation.
Hmm.
You see, what is this is science. Who am I is spirituality. And they both go together.
Hmm.
Knowing about oneself and knowing about the world around us, they're complementary. Unfortunately, people have misunderstood this whole thing. They think either one of them you get into.
Right.
We need to know about this world. That is the whole path of scientific discovery.
Hmm.
How many stars are there? How many planets are there? Ancient civilization, they did do this. They had the spirit of inquiry.
Hmm.
And thousands of years ago, they already predicted Jupiter has 12 moons without any Hubble telescopes, you see.
How did they do that?
Yeah, that is through intuitive awareness.
Uh-huh.
Go within and get the knowledge.
Uh-huh. Which is actually something that science now says that you can't do. But what you're saying is there's a broader awareness of scientific inquiry in which you can actually go
Yes,
inside to
yes,
find the
yes.
truth.
Now science has started to recognize in the cognitive aspects of the brain,
Mm.
of our mind. Other than the five senses, we can even cognize many things that is beyond the five senses.
Yeah.
And we are in such a beautiful, fortunate era where science is shaking hands with the ancient science of wisdom.
I hope they stop shaking hands and hug and kiss each other and make love because we need more. We need more union
It's a
between them.
beginning, yeah.
It's a beginning. First to shake hands.
First to shake.
They're
They're not that bold enough to hug still. A little bit hesitation is there, but we have come a long way. I'm
Uh-huh.
talking about, 40 years back when I used to talk about meditation, spirituality, yoga. People thought it's not for common man. It's not for mainstream. It's for somebody out there must be doing all these things. But today, I tell you, 2.5 billion people around the world are practicing meditation, yoga.
Wow.
That's a big number. Almost
number.
one third of the world's population.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Progress. Is there an origin story for the cosmos, for the earth that I know there's a lot of mythology in the Hindu tradition and there's a lot of stories. And I think stories are perhaps the best way to understand things. You don't make the stories necessarily literal, but the stories point to the truth
Correct.
about how this cosmos came about. Are there stories like that?
Oh yeah, there are
Yeah.
plenty of stories on that. But whenever people ask me an origin of something, I only ask one thing. Can you please tell me which is the beginning point of a tennis ball? Then I'll answer that question. That's my condition. I always put that.
Uh-huh.
Tell me what is the beginning point of a circle?
I would say if I had to answer that, if I was taking your inquiry seriously, I would say that it begins with an idea in the imagination of a consciousness.
See, a circle, every point is a beginning and every point is an end.
Uh-huh.
So virtually there is no beginning, there is no end.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say tennis ball begins here and it ends there.
Right.
This is spherical thinking. We are used to thinking here linearly. So we want everything to begin somewhere, end somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But there is another way of thinking, this spherical thinking.
Mm-hmm.
The Oriental philosophy always looked into this.
Mm-hmm.
They said beginningless and endless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's all spherical. See, you look at the universe, it's all spherical. So you don't need to look for when it began. If you go
Right.
to Hawaii and you see there a coconut tree there, and so where did the first coconut came about? In the middle of nowhere, and you have coconut trees there. Did it come from Kerala? Did it come from Indonesia, or from California? You can go on these hypotheses, which may not be true. See, why not the nature put everything simultaneously in all the places? It's possibility. So this spherical thinking is something we need to look. Another example I would like to give you. So you keep a beaker of water and you put a pen there. The pen appears to have bent. Right? So when did this optical illusion began?
When you observed it.
If you don't observe, still it is there.
Right.
So it is not something which has begun. An illusion is not something which had a beginning. It is an appearance.
Yeah.
Appearance don't have a birth. This is what I'm saying.